Hello, Steve McHugh here, speaking for Unique Dyslexic Eye. It's my first live show for mine must be about a month and a half. Um, Reason for that being I've just been really busy with other things. My students were having exams, so I was doing a lot of support with that at university. And I had my brother here, one of my brothers here for a while, um, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, and so that was taking up a lot of my time. So I thought I'd come on and just to say one of the things I wanted to talk about was um, my first series of Unique Dyslexic Eye, which I think went pretty well. We had over 2,000 views, with downloads or whatever, and lots and lots of positive feedback from people, which was really good. I think some of the takeaways that I got from it were this. One of them was I was doing it very ad hoc, as and when I felt necessary. I felt I could do them. And really, what I need to be doing is set days. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Wednesday as a set day for a podcast, and so dyslexia Wednesdays on neurodiversity Wednesdays is going to be how it's going to work from now on. I'll either do a live show or a short podcast or a long podcast, depending on how things go. I think probably I'm going to do 3 or 4 short ones, 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then one long one, which is about half an hour, which includes the music and the interviews and things. So the first thing I'm going to say is if you're a dyslexic or neurodiverse musician and you have recorded stuff that's not copyrighted, of course, then I'm quite happy to promote and play your music on the channel, as I've been doing in the past, from Ian McHugh, Ross Cooper, and Bex, who have all been contributing music to the channel, and it's all been very good, fantastic music. So if you're a musician, a poet, if you have something to say and would like to have it on the show, if you'd like to be interviewed, maybe we can interview you. I've still not quite how worked out how to do that yet, but hopefully that will happen. Just contact me on Steve Steve underscore McHugh MCCUE at hotmail.com. Yeah, that would be cool. Um, some news going on. One of my blogs, I've left a link to it on the on Facebook here, and I was contacted by the Disability Union, and they requested or wanted to use one of my blogs to open their Disability Awareness Month, which was really fab. I'm really chuffed about that. Um, really shocked, surprised that somebody would want to do that. But yeah, Disability Awareness Month is still going on, still needs to be done because disability awareness still needs to be promoted. We still need to get together and work together to promote disability in a positive way. That's the Disability Union. You can look them up online. They're pretty easy, pretty. They've got a pretty high profile online. So if you just put in the Disability Union, you should get something up from them. Getting on their get on their Facebook or on their internet site. As I said, I posted a link there on the on my channel here. The other thing is that we won an award, or I won an award. I'm not sure which. Won a prestige award for the best dyslexia support company in Scotland, which was fab. It's only a small award, but it is an award, and it's good to always get good to get something for to show for what the work you do. Um, so again, it's something that I'm really quite pleased about. There will be like a little award show apparently in September in Edinburgh. Um, Maybe, I mean, depending on COVID, of course, everything is dependent on COVID. There'll be a little award show and presentations and all that kind of stuff going on. Hopefully that will happen. I think it's late September, which would be good. So at least we can say we've got an award, prestige award, yay! Fantastic. Um, as I said before, uh, I've been trying to learn the lessons from my last series of podcasting. I'm going to start series two in about a week or so. And as I said before, we're going to have I think it's going to be a neurodiversity Wednesday when a podcast or a live show or a blog will go up on a regular basis. It's not to say there will not be other things going on. I mean, my blog, sometimes I post 3 or 4 or 5 times a week with my blog. Anyway, that was inspired as well as um, the podcast and the broadcast. So, yeah, again, I've got a link somewhere for that. I'll put a link up for my blog. My blog is, we're really quite near to 300,000 views, which is cool. Again, I thank everybody who's followed me, who subscribed to the channel. As with our YouTube channel, all you got to do really is put in unique dyslexic I or Steve McHugh dyslexia as a search, and you should be able to get up there. What I should really do is put a list of these social media things up on the show really, and goes to show how ill prepared I am. Um, but as I said before, this what I'm doing here is your show. It's not really my show. So if you have anything you want to say, anything you want to share regarding dyslexia and neurodiversity, please contact me, and we'll see if we can get you on the show. The musicians that I use, they send me their music via the internet on an MP3 file or whatever. And again, what I can then do is just use my Adobe Audition software and make the show. So please just get in contact. My email is Steve STEVE _ McHugh MCCUE at hotmail.com. That would be fab if you could do that. The other thing is that in my last live show, I talked a little bit. Hello, doggy. I talked a little bit about my interest in space, and I have to thank Carolyn Cruikshank Gray, who contacted me after that, and basically gave me a telescope that she had that wasn't being used, the Celestron telescope, which is set up over there. It's quite a big thing, and I want to thank her for that. That was really, really nice of her. Finally, what I'd like to know, I want to ask you a question about what kind of things interest you. What hobbies have you got? What music do you like? What poet are you? Do you like to read? What book do you like to read? Just to let us know what it is you're doing out there. And hopefully if you share that, you might be able to get other people, you might encourage other people to take up something new. With all this COVID going on, it does impact on our mental health. It does impact on our well-being. And I think one of the ways, certainly one of the ways that helps me, is my interest in astronomy, my interest in music, doing the podcasts, keeping myself busy, learning new things. I think these things help me keep my mood from going too low, and help me with my mental health. So I think that's all I want to say today. A little bit short, I know, but I was asleep about 15 minutes ago, and I only just woke up in time to do this. I've just been really tired. The other thing I do is my allotment, of course. If you know me, you know I do my allotment. So I've been starting to harvest potatoes and onions and garlic and stuff like that. One of the things I think that maybe under underestimated is that doing things like physical activity, even though we might not feel like doing it, is a good way of boosting your mental health and your self esteem. Some people like to run, some people like to swim. I don't mind swimming, I don't mind running, but I much prefer my allotment. It's much more peaceful. Um, I can take my own time. I can sit and take nice photographs. I've got a nice one of a of a white-tailed bumblebee that came and rested on the bench next to me the other day, and a robin as well. So these things that help us with our mental health, anything that helps us with our mental health, is something that we must try to get involved with. And if you have a suggestion about that, again, just contact me on and want to share it. Please contact me on Steve STEVE underscore McHugh at hotmail.com. So I'll say it once more. If you have any activity that you enjoy doing that for relaxation that helps you with your mental health, no matter how silly it is, um, or how serious it is, why don't you share it with my listeners? And you never know, it might help somebody. Okay, so that's enough from me. I'm just going to say, as I normally say for all this, it's peace, love, and my old man dancing grooviness to everybody out there. You all stay safe, keep well, and look after yourselves. Bye.